everyone, it's Anya here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today this is quite a special video to me because this is literally a trip down memory lane. I am driving here now to the location where I worked my very first job. I stayed there for about 12 years and this is in Berkshire in the UK. And I arrived there as an exchange student, a European funded exchange student, and I ended up staying there. So we parked the car at the beginning of the drive because it's a private property. There is a footpath, so I want to make use of the footpath, so that's what we are doing here. And can you imagine, as a newly graduated person in a different country from where you graduated, where you grew up, you drive down this drive, just this view that I am seeing here, and you see this view, and this is the location of your very first job. I have to admit, I was flabbergasted. I trained as a teacher, a history teacher, and I was overwhelmed driving down this drive thinking, oh my word, I am going to live in history. It was unbelievable. This is a house and from 1420, the oldest parts have been dated to 1420, and look, there is nothing around. It is isolated, quite a long way from anywhere, from shops and anything. So I had my own car, which was good, and I was actually also staying in the house. So for a while I lived in the house, and it's a residential centre for schools. So I was a teacher when the children came to us on their school trips. So we were a location for children to come and learn all about Elizabethan history, about geography of the area. We did archery there as well. Look, that's where I lived. That's where I lived, and that's where, I lived in all kinds of places on this estate at one point. So like I said, we were doing archery, environmental studies, walks, geography, history mainly. We did banquets in the barn on the side there. So it was a fabulous job, I have to admit. And I am still utterly in love with the building. Can you blame me? Okay, so here the footpath goes off to the side, and we are going to have a look at one of the oldest trees that I have ever seen. It is still alive. I haven't been here for quite a while, and I always try and come and see if the tree is still alive. It's got green leaves, so it's still alive. I can tell from here. But it was struck quite badly by a gale storm in 87, I think it was. And so since then it's been sort of split in half, but parts are still alive, and as you can see there's still green leaves on it, so it is still growing. But this is the famous oak tree. Look at that, it's all hollowed out. I don't know how it still stays alive, but there must be things going up the side of the trunk there that are still viable and able to keep those branches alive. So we will continue our walk along the side of the property where the footpath runs, obviously, and we will walk alongside the fish ponds. So let's walk closer towards the property. Look, there's the footpath signs. And I used to teach the children all about the tree, all about the fish ponds as well. So very often we would take them out for a little walk and sit them down on the grass or whatever, and we teach them outside. So that was a great way of teaching. And look, they've even put little trunks sewn off tree trunks there for the children to sit on. So that's such a nice idea. We didn't have those when I was there. That's a really nice thing to have there, I think. And the trees and all the grass, it was always so lush and green. Oh, I remember one summer it went all brown because it was so hot. But yes, very nice to have been teaching here. So here we go, past the gate. This, I have to admit, used to be the width of a car. Cars used to drive, not cars obviously, there's a farmer on the other side, and he used to drive his Jeep up and down here. And now it's not even the width of a proper path. So vegetation has taken over. Oh, look at how nicely maintained the grass is there. Yeah, there we go. So here we go, down the path. And there used to be 7 fish ponds along the side to my left. There used to be fish ponds. They are still there, but obviously there's no fish in them anymore because that's not been kept up, and there wasn't any fish in there when I was teaching there. But that used to be the sort of a way of having food for your house as well. You had your own fish larder in your garden, see? And there used to be an ice house, or there is an ice house on the side there of the house. So that would be your Elizabethan fridge, fridge without electricity. But they would get the ice from the frozen ponds in the winter, and they would stack it in there, and they would be able to keep things cold for quite a few months. Apart from in the really hot summer months, they wouldn't be able to keep things cold. But then they just have to eat whatever there was. There was plenty of produce on the fields then during the summer harvests and things like that. So yeah, lush vegetation. Oh dear. And I really enjoyed going back and looking at the house and stuff. I hadn't made an appointment. I should really phone up and say, can I come in and have a look inside and things, because I'm sure they will allow me. It was sort of not planned, this visit, so I'll do that next time, and I'll show you inside as well. That would be great to have that on video. And I could see they had some tepees or some tents in the field at the back there, so that would be interesting to ask them what they are doing now. It is still used for schools and for wedding venues, etc. But obviously a lot of people who work there now, I might not know them because, it's been quite a while. So I would have to get in touch with the person who owns the building and see, or just phone up and see if I can get an appointment next time. But I will I want to get the inside filmed as well. So I will hopefully in the near future plan a visit to here and record everything inside for my memories and to show you, of course. So these are just a few more pictures of the front of the house. I had to go up and film it. There was no way I wasn't going to do that. But yeah, this is Upton Court. I have been digging in my pictures, and guess what? I have actually found some. Look, there's me under the arrow in front of the house with the group of children that I'd been teaching. I remember this was one of my first groups that I taught there. And here I am actually in Elizabethan dress. I am the lady of the manor. Oh dear. So yes, it was quite an unusual job. And I loved every minute of it. I gave it up in the end because I had the 2 babies, and life changes, doesn't it? But I did it for about 12 years and I really enjoyed it. It was, like I said, different, and certainly the location is fabulous. So it was a feudal manor house owned by the Perkins family. And they would be the lord and the lady of the manor, so to speak, with all their servants and people from the village who would have to help them, as they would own the land, and then the farmers would be allowed to live on the land. And then once a year, when the harvests come in, they would have to bring their tithes in, and this is where they would be kept. So this is the tithe barn, and the farmers would bring in 1/10 of their produce, and they would give it to the Lord and the Lady in payment for the use of the land and the farmsteads and things that they were allowed to use that were the property of the Lord and the Lady. So yeah, so this was our little walk around Afton Court, my my first job. What a location, eh? Do you like it? Oh dear, yes, I like coming back here just for, sort of a trip down memory lane. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Was sort of, unplanned, and it was really nice to do this, and I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope that I can go inside quite quickly. Next time I'm planning a visit down here, I will arrange to go in. So hopefully that will happen soon. This is me, a selfie, of course, because in that time there weren't any selfies yet. I have got pictures, but obviously nothing filmed. So also here I went to the local village because this is the church of Afton, of St. Peter's of Afton Nervet, and this is the church where I used to walk with the children. So we used to walk from Afton Court down the hill sort of thing through the woods and then into the village here, and this is under this yew tree. This is where we used to have our little drink, and they would sort of explore in the churchyard and things like that. Unfortunately, I think, well, actually, I've asked now, and the church has been decommissioned, so it's no longer in use. And they've put this path down, really weird. But yeah, this is the churchyard. And then this huge yew tree. I love this tree. It's so big, and look at the branches overhanging. Yeah. And like I said, they put the path down, and these plastic lights, not very much in keeping, but there you go. We'll just look at the tree. Much better than plastic lights, surely. Now I seem to remember there was a bench around the tree, or not. I can't remember. Maybe the bench was in the other village. There's another village nearby where I used to go with the children as well. I have no idea whether it's this one or the other one. I thought I told them to sit on the bench and have their drink. Anyway, never mind. Let's go and have a look, see if the door is unlocked. I'm sure it's locked. I tried looking through the keyhole and it looked rather empty inside. So yes, it has been decommissioned and emptied. But this is the church where the graves are of the Perkins family. So that was sort of the connection to Afton Court. So I hope you enjoyed this video, quite different from what I usually do. And thank you very much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and leave me a reaction if you want to. See you next time. Bye.